Okay, well, I've got, like I explained, I've got 5 questions, and yeah, just start. How did you ever start with writing?
Well, I grew up in a bookstore. My parents had a small bookstore for 40 years, so my whole life, my whole childhood was spent in the bookstore. We lived very close, and so I've always been around books. But the funny thing is, because of that, I always thought books were something that you sold, not something that you wrote. And so it really took me until I was in my mid-20s before I kind of understood, oh, wait a minute, real people can tell stories. Maybe I can tell stories. And I started to do it as a little bit of a hobby. And then my boyfriend at the time, who's now my husband, convinced me to take it seriously and really try to make it happen. And his encouragement made me believe in myself. So.
Okay, that was the moment you thought, I can do this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, or at least I wanted to try.
The second question is, how did writing change your life?
Oh wow, it's been an amazing change. I feel like I was never a 9-to-5 office type person, which I think a lot of us probably feel like, but I really felt like I wasn't. And I worked in offices for a long time, and it wasn't miserable, but I just felt like it's not what I was meant to be doing. And I'm such a daydreamer. I just love to think about other worlds and other cultures, and I didn't think that you could do that for a living. And so when I was able to be a full-time writer, and now I spend my days being creative. It's a lot of hard work too, of course, but I just feel like I get to create these characters and these worlds, and it feels like magic. And the fact that that's my career, knock on wood, my long-term career. I mean, it's life-changing. It's a dream come true, and I'm so lucky.
Yep. Yeah. What is, in your eyes, an absolute must-have for a good story? What should it contain to be a good novel or something?
I think it's got to have emotion. It's got to be able to make your readers feel lots of different things and feel them very strongly. Because I've read books that are, wonderful from a technical perspective. The pacing is perfect and the plotting is really tight, but they just don't grab me. They're a little rigid. And then I've read other books that are not well written, and they don't make sense, but the emotion is there and they grab you, So I would say just really making your readers feel, frightened and swoony and all the things that your character should be feeling.
Is there one emotion that should be in it? Or is it emotion itself?
I would say maybe curiosity.
Okay, and why curiosity?
Because I think that's why readers read. Because you're curious about the world, you want to get to know other people, you want to see other experiences. And so I think that's really what readers are sort of looking for.
Okay.
And if you can give them a little, satisfy that curiosity a little bit, it's a very fulfilling kind of, and sympathetic kind of emotion.
Okay. And how do you see yourself in 10 years? You said I would love to write it. Career change.
Yeah.
In 10 years, what do you do?
Well, I hope that publishers will still publish my books. I know in 10 years I'll still be writing, for sure. But I just have so many more ideas for stories I want to tell. I have 2 series for young adults, and then a new series coming out next year for young adults. And I have 1 book for younger children. And I would like to keep expanding age ranges, maybe write some fiction for adults, write more for younger children. Maybe try different genres, just to continue to personally grow as a writer.
Okay, it's something like movies or series.
Oh, I'd love that, yeah. Several of my books have been optioned for film and TV. So, again, knock on wood, that will continue. I would love to see something like that.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, get a cameo in, a movie. Great.
That would be great. Do you have 3 tips for future authors?
I would say one is read outside of the genre that you want to write. I made this mistake, and I find that a lot of authors, if you want to write science fiction, you tend to only read science fiction. But that can actually give you a really narrow idea of what you can write. Whereas if you read also nonfiction and romance and children's fiction and westerns, whatever, you get a much broader perspective and your creativity is broader. So that's one. Two, I would say, this is a tough one, but try to write a great book instead of trying to get published. Because I spend, it's a trap you fall into where you spend all of your time researching agents and reading blogs and reading books and everything. That's wonderful, it's important, but you actually have to write. That's really what matters. And then, let's see, the third one I would say, this is especially for maybe younger writers, is don't get so caught up in writing that you're not experiencing things yourself. Because it's really hard to write about, being in danger or falling in love if you've never felt these things yourself. You're not going to ever be trapped in a human zoo by aliens, I hope. So you're never going to be able to experience exactly what your characters experience, but the closest you can get to at least experiencing the emotions that they've felt will make your work that much more accurate.
Okay, thank you very much. Those are those questions. So,
Okay.